my lovely gods and goddesses. Welcome to the Lunar Priestess, the Lunar Pick a Card readings. If this is your first time clicking on my channel, welcome, bienvenidos a la Lunar Priestess. Here we talk about tarot, astrology, pick a card readings, and tarot. But today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading. And right now we are going to be doing witchy spells. So these are your shadow side. So I'm going to be giving you messages about your shadow side. So I have 3 piles here, but I also have some witchy spells integrated with these cards. So I want you to take a moment and meditate on these beautiful cards. I've already blessed and saged these beautiful cards. But remember, you are picking what you are drawn to. And some of these messages may resonate with you and they may not. Remember to take the messages that do. They may not all, but just take the messages that do. So let's get into your pick a card reading on your shadow side. So this is pile 1. This is pile 2. This is pile 3. So I'll give you a moment to meditate on what your intuitive side wants to pick for your reading. Let's get into it. So, my lovely gods and goddesses, if you pick the pile number 1, these are the messages for you. I've already blessed and saged these beautiful cards. And remember, you pick these messages of your intuitiveness. Take the messages that resonated with you. And it doesn't always resonate all the messages with you, but just take the messages that do. Let's get into your messages for your shadow side. So the first message I have for you is pathways. I have, is this my last chance? I have snow angel. I have creator. I have nightmares. And I have the Wiccan reed ethos. So, the first message I have for your shadow side is pathways. So, what I'm getting for you is that you are like going through a path that you're not really certain of. You're going, but I feel like you're kind of unclear of what direction you want to go. If you see this beautiful card, you're kind of lost. You don't know which direction you want to go. I have, is this my last chance? Please don't lose hope. So for your shadow side, is what I'm getting is, again, you're very lost, you're very confused, you don't really know where you want to go. I feel like you're kind of lost. You feel a little bit anxiousness. You're like in limbo right now is what I'm getting. The signs are with you already, so you kind of know where you want to go, but you're kind of just going, but you don't know where you want to go. But you do want, where you're going, but you need to open it up more, and then you will know where you need to go. So let's get more into your reading to see where you need to go. So, creator, catalyst, maker, mother, father. So when I'm getting the shadow side of you, you want to go and steer into a career, an area that you want to go, but you feel like you're not going to be accepted if you go into this area. But what I'm getting is that you need to, because then you will feel balanced and at peace. And what the next card I have for you is the Wiccan Reed. By the Wiccan law ye must, in perfect love and perfect trust, high words of Wiccan refill. Yes, wheel pending rule on thee, send out comes back to thee, follow this with Nino and heart. You're always merry ye part. So, what I'm kind of getting, because I've also pulled 2 spells for you and your shadow side, that this path that you want to go is like a love path. And this person that you are drawn to, that makes you very happy and fulfilled, your family are not really accepting of this person is what I'm getting. So you're not sleeping very well because you really want to introduce this person to your family, but you feel like they're not going to be very accepting. So you are kind of lost and in the limbo. Do you want to make your family happy, or do you want to make yourself happy? So this is a shadow for you. You're very anxious. You're very lost. You're very weariful. You have a lot of thoughts. You want to make a good impression, but again, remember, you're the one that has to be happy. You're the one that's going to be in this relationship with the person, not your family. And I pulled 2 little spells for you, and one is that you need to make an altar for love. And on the new moon, you really need to set up candle, whatever color that is drawn to you, to really open up your spiritual side. And when you're doing your candle, this is a candle for centering meditation spell. You need to say this when you pick your candle. This candle burns for me. He burns my hope for. Say what you are hoping for. So you put your intention. He burns the flame of insight. May I see clearly in the new light. So when you set your intention, you will see where you need to move, what path you need to go. Because right now you're lost. But once you set your intentions, you will get your answers. So this is what you have for you. You need to make an altar. And then you have a love spell, which just gypsy love herb charm. And this is what you say. Rye of the earth, pimento of fire, eat and surely light's desire, serve to those who love I crave, and I heart I will enslave. So you will say this love message, and you will have your family be okay with this. This is your love spell. So if you like this message for your shadow side, that you're lost, but you're going to come into where you need to go. You just need to follow your path and not others. So this is the messages I have for you. If you pick the pile number 1, and remember to take the messages that resonated with you, and if it didn't, take the messages that did. Let's go into the next reading. So, if you pick the pile number 2, these are the messages for you. I've already blessed and saged these beautiful cards for your shadow reading. And remember, you picked with your intuitive side these messages for you. Take the messages that resonates with you, and the ones that don't, just take the messages that did. Let's get into your reading. I've already blessed and saged these beautiful cards. Let's get into your messages for your shadow side. So, the first message I have for you is Writer. I have the Fairy of the Green World. I have Dress of Alchemy. I have Transformation. I have Resurrection. And we have Rebirth. Wow, we have actually a lot of rebirth for you in this message. So your shadow side is what I'm getting is that you want to do a lot of traveling. But I feel like there's a little bit of anxiety about this, that you're kind of nervous and you really don't want to go. But what I'm getting is kind of a fear of flying or a fear of changing. You like to just stay in the same routine, but you have opportunity to go travel, but you're afraid to go travel is what I'm getting. Fairy of the world, green world, the natural world needs you. So what I'm getting is that you're very drawn to nature. You're very drawn to the earth and what the earth provides us. And you also have the Dress of Alchemy, release your power. So you have it kind of a shadow hidden, but you don't really want to release it. You're kind of afraid to release this. You're afraid to really show people what you know and what you're worth, but I think what's holding you back is kind of the travel, that you're kind of afraid, maybe because of what the times are right now and the circumstances right now of traveling. You're kind of afraid to go out and travel. This is what I'm getting. The next message I have for you is spreading of conditions, influences, and impact. So, you are a big influence to a lot of people. You hold a lot of accountability for yourself, and a lot of people really look up to you. So you're kind of afraid to show that you don't really want to take this next step. But what I'm getting is that you really want to, but you have, it's just holding you back of the travel is what I'm getting. And reprise, recovery, and come back. Because before all of this situation happened, you were okay with traveling. You were okay with seeing new things and going on adventures. But since everything that has happened, you kind of went inward and you're just staying at home and you're not really going out. So now you're kind of afraid to start, going out again and doing the things that you used to do. But when I'm getting, it's a rebirth. You're going to start feeling a sense of balance, and you're going to be doing this again, but you just have the power within yourself. And then the two cards that I got for you is a love spell, and I feel that this is for yourself. And then you have moon spells, and it's actually a money bath. So this is saying that if you go and you went onto these new adventures, you're going to bring in more money for you. And when you do the bath, you need to soak in a warm water and have a green candle next to you and light it. And this is going to bring prosperity for you. And when you're in the bathtub, you're going to say, "Here and now my intentions is set. New luck will be mine and all needs will be met. With harm to none and plenty for all. Blessed be to three and me." So you need to take more baths. And if you are really drawn to prosperity, you need a green candle. This will bring in more wealth. And then the love spell is So it's 1 drop of amber oil, 1 drop of vanilla oil, 1 teaspoon of lotus root powder, and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. So it's saying to put this on you. This is like a love dust to attract love around you. But what I feel is this is love for your inner self, so you can come out of the being inside and staying inside, that you're not going out and not doing the things that you used to do. You need to just come out of your shell again and do the things that you used to do before. This is what I'm getting for you. So if you pick the cards number 2, these are the messages for you. And again, take what resonated with you, and what didn't, just take the messages that did. Let's go into the next reading, my lovely gods and goddesses. So, my lovely gods and goddesses, if you picked the pile number 3, these are the messages for you. I've already blessed and saged these beautiful cards, and remember, this is your intuition that you are drawn to these cards. Remember, not all these messages may or may not resonate with you. Just take the messages that do. Let's get into your shadow messages. So the first message I have for you is healer. I have pray. I have seduction. I have shallow grave. I have pink lotus fairy. And I have the anchor. So, and I also have 2 love spells. A love spell and an everyday spell for you. So the first card I have for you is that you are an anchor. You are the anchor. And what I'm getting, this is kind of like a love reading for you. But you are the anchor. You are holding this, is what I'm getting. You are like holding this together, this situation together. But let's get more into your shadow message. Healer. So what I'm getting is that you are an intuitive person, and you really like the earth, and you really are needing to heal yourself, is what I'm getting from this message. What I'm getting from the light, and the little sparkleness in the forest, is that you are an anchor. You're very strong, but you also need to heal. You have some healing to do. And I kind of feel with this is that you were not treated very well in this relationship. This relationship was kind of shady, what I'm getting. But what I'm getting is that you were in a relationship that the other person was not very nice. They were kind of very manipulative, and it was kind of like a secret. And what I'm kind of getting is that they were in another relationship, and you guys were like hidden, and you guys were like very secretive. And then this turned into be like a kind of like a stalking, where after you didn't want to see this person anymore, they started like stalking you. And it was very seductive. It was very manipulative. It was very alluring. A lot of sex, a lot of passion, a lot of fire in the beginning. You guys were like really attracted to each other. You thought it was play. You thought it was, this is your shadow side. You were just like, oh, I feel attracted to this person. You were like the very strong anchor, and they just lured you in, and they just sucked you up. And then they kind of like spit you out. And then you didn't want them anymore, but then they wanted you back, because they're the type of person where when they can't have you, they want you. And what I'm getting is now you're feeling like you're in a shallow grave. You're kind of missing them in a way, but you're really not. You're kind of confused is what I'm getting. That you're coming back to your spiritual side because you didn't really like what happened in this relationship is what I'm getting. This was kind of very seductive, kind of manipulative. It was a lot of crazy sex in this relationship. You guys were just, it was just sexual. And you felt kind of used and abused in this. So you wanted to get out of this, is what I'm getting. And I have tranquility and incantation spell for you. So the spell is self-love is also you need to really ground yourself and come back to earth, is what I'm getting from this card, is that you need to come back to earth, and you really need to use the magic of the herbs and earth to really heal yourself right now, because before you were not in this relationship, you were very grounded. So now you're a little bit confused, you're a little bit lost, you're a little bit, you didn't know why you allowed yourself to get involved in this. So what you need to do is ground yourself, and you need to say this to yourself: good luck rises for me in the east, my music rises in the south, my wishes rise in the west, from the north peace and calm will come to me, my dreams will come true, and so it is. So it will transform for you when you do this everyday spell and you say this to yourself. And we also have this is actually when they kissed you. It was very, what I'm getting is that's how they really seduced you, through the lips. They might have even done a love spell on you, is what I'm getting. That they just spellbound you and they just suck you in, is what I'm getting. So if you pick the messages for this is your shadow messages. So, my lovely gods and goddesses, I hope you like these shadow messages for Lunar Pick a Card. Remember to like, click, and subscribe, and leave beautiful comments so I could be more in the feed. And I hope you like these Lunar Pick a Cards about Halloween and your shadows and your skeletons in your closet. And I'm going to be doing more for the month of October, all Halloween pick a card readings. So have a beautiful, blessed night until our next pick a card readings. Bye now, my lovely gods and goddesses, until the next pick a card. Bye now.